Welcome to Ranger Stories. My name is Tennyson E. Stead. I'm the creator of Jump Rangers, and this is the show where I read things that I'm writing in the Jump Rangers universe and probably edit and discuss them for your viewing pleasure. Today, we're reading Jump Rangers, a game called Conquest, Chapter 28. If you'd like to read up and catch up on previous episodes of Ranger Stories, you can find those episodes on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/at Jump Rangers. Let's begin. I'm going to put my reading glasses on. Why didn't Scrap take Commander Paxis to Saros when we first left Link to meet the Admiral? When it happened, they said there were too many people, and they didn't know Saros well enough to feel safe doing it. Maybe that was true. Flickering around in a Hermes transport made me wonder, but so what? If Scrap found it hard to trust Commander Paxis and his brothers, so what? Wasn't he right about them in the end? Our Hermes blinked into existence high over the Saurian homeworld. Like the master pilot he was, High Commander Jace brought the Hermes down low over the wastelands outside Dragon City. Without so much as a hint to the Saurians that we were there, Jace hid the Hermes amidst the mountains of trash that dominate the landscape of Soros. Planet Soros has a nicer cadence to it. On the loading ramp of the Hermes, setting out across the surface of Soros to seek out Kra and the Undersor rebels, the Sarge turns around and looks me in the eye. Major Wrench, I can handle this. You and Scrap should go get the spores. Oh, really? You're going to handle this while I run off and get spores? Your mouth can run away with you sometimes. Besides, we're going to need a lot of spores. We did need a lot of spores. On that point, the Sarge was right. So far, every spore the Sarge and I had brought to Earth had been intercepted before it even entered the lower atmosphere. Even if a spore hits the planet's surface without getting blown up by the Martians or the Saurians, the larvae inside are going to need time to build a hive. Spore infestations don't just happen all at once. They need some time to settle in. More spores means more larvae, and more larvae makes for faster work. More larvae make for faster work. More larvae need less time to do the work. Removing these spores out of the hive one by one, then flickering them into orbit over Earth. What's to stop the Saurians or the patrols out of Hawk's Nest from just shooting them down? We need to move a whole lot of spores at once, but how? We bring the Hermes, the spore will just eat it. This is the part where I really need to know whether Scrap was being serious about how much mass they can flicker at one time. Major. Yup, there I was, standing on the loading ramp of the Hermes, staring past the Major at the mountainous wastelands of trash that dominate the landscape of Soros, having a whole conversation in my head, while the Major wondered whether or not we'd finished saying goodbye. No, I had not finished saying goodbye. When the Sarge and I met, he was 6 years old. When he was 5, the Sarge left home to train with a Xeno Ranger I was jumping with at the time. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. When the sergeant I met, he was 6 years old, leaving home to train with the Xeno Ranger I was jumping with at the time. Homer was her name. When I met Homer at the Ranger's Roost, she was 16 years old and a commander. She had straight, raven hair and brown eyes, and she was at the Rooster because she needed a tech ranger. When I told her I could help, she decided to give me a chance to prove it. Until the day she aged out, we never parted ways again. Training Goat was the last thing she did in the Rangers. When she said goodbye and jumped home, she left the Sarge with me. I'd never let him out of my sight, not until that day. I'll bring the Undersaurs to attack Alien City. Either that or I'll find something better. Either way, that's your signal to launch the spores. Something better? Sarge, what does that even mean? How are you? Trust me. That was all he said. Turning around, the best ranger I'd ever known marched his way down the ramp and out across the Saurian waste alone. That's actually the end of the chapter. I I like how short it is. I think it's a simple idea saying goodbye to the Sarge. This is a good chapter in theory. There's some rewriting to do for sure, but that's for another day. Right now, this is what we've got. Thank you for watching. The most exciting thing happening in Jump Rangers right now is our new stream, The Rookies. If you haven't seen it, I'm playing Jump Rangers with some people who've never been exposed to the game before. This isn't something people have seen before on our streams, and you can catch up on YouTube. It's fantastic. I'm playing with Liz Ransdell, who's a writer that I know from Twitter and now Blue Sky, and she's on Instagram as well. And Buster the Destroyer, who is a prominent figure in the Star Citizen community, and a lot of fun to play with, you know. And I will say, playing with these two ladies has reminded me of why we make games. It's been a real pleasure seeing them learn the game, embrace the game, get into the spirit of Jump Rangers. And if anybody wants to know what this game is and how it works, it's a fantastic stream to check out. So we're playing on Mondays at 2:30 Pacific time on Twitch here. If you want to check that out, I highly recommend it. And we may be picking up metagame this week. I will check in with Federico. Everybody's been very busy and hard at work, but hopefully we can do that. And and that's all the Jump Rangers news for right now. I'm working on some stuff. I'll keep everybody posted as it develops. I'm hoping this month is going to be a good month financially. One of the things that I'd like to do, I'll mention this briefly, is I want to have some 8-sided dice printed up, and I want to be able to give them out to anyone who signs up for the $5 a month subscription. Just use that $5 a month for shipping. Write the 1,000 off, and just get people into the what you call it, the Patreon, and playing the game and reading the content. I want to get people involved in Jump Rangers and engaged. So I'm thinking as soon as I can pay for this, I'll just send out eight-sided dice in a little mailer. And they're cool. They look really nice. I've got them all designed. I have a vendor in Poland, which I will recommend to anybody who's looking at getting dice printed up. Their prices are more reasonable than anybody here in the States, I have found, and they have more versatility in terms of what they can do. So if anybody wants a lead on a good die printer, I know who to call. That's Jump Rangers for today. We'll find out if we're going to be playing on Saturday. Follow the socials. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Instagram. We're on Mastodon. I'm on Mastodon under Tennyson E, Stead. We're here on Twitch and YouTube, I think, and I'm on LinkedIn if anybody's looking for me. But Blue Sky and Mastodon are the no, Blue Sky and Instagram are the primary places to contact Jump Rangers on social media. I can't think of anything else. So thank you for checking out this chapter. It's the shortest chapter in the book, and we're getting down to the wire. We have 33 chapters and an epilogue to get through. So we're almost done. This book is coming to a close. Thank you for being a part of the process. Don't be a stranger, Ranger.